Well, I have nothing against banning the assault rifles, and I know you just take all kinds of beatings from people over that. I'm all for it, but you know, I'm not a gun person, so I'm not speaking for the whole United States. But I do think that there should be some discussion in Congress about that, and how to do it and what to do it. There could be a million different ways to do it. I don't know.
Could you give me I'm Joanne.
Hey, Joanne.
Give me a reason why anybody needs an assault rifle. And if you have a teacher in a school with a pistol and someone comes in with an assault rifle, you don't seem to clear. And I don't agree teachers should have guns. I taught school. No way should have guns.
Especially her.
But who needs an assault rifle? There's no reason to have an that's a military weapon. Nobody needs an assault rifle like that.
No one needs a weapon. Sorry. Go.
They should be banned.
No one needs a weapon of war. The challenge is always in the definition. And when you look at, when I think about the rifle that I got my deer with on opening day of the season this year.
An assault rifle? A military weapon?
Not an assault rifle, but it's the capabilities that we need to be talking about. It was a weapon that shot a high velocity round, but I didn't need a large high capacity magazine to do it. I didn't need a bump stock to do it. But functionally, if you take those things away, they're the same tool. So when I talk about making sure we're not just focusing on the silhouette of a weapon, but talking about its capability, no one needs a weapon that can go into a school and fire 30 rounds without being reloaded, or in the case of the Vegas massacre, 500 rounds a minute. I mean, that's crazy, and I want to be smart about focusing on the capabilities, not on the name, because the name itself, assault rifle, people are going to argue about what that means. So I want to be very, very specific about what we're
So
addressing.
you're against those weapons that, I mean, I don't know guns, but anything you can shoot like an assault weapon. You're against that?
I'm against
You're against
fully automatic
it.
weapons,
Not-
absolutely. You do not need a machine gun to go deer hunting.
Ken, my name is Pete. To kind of follow up on that, you're talking specific. So what specifically are you against? For example, you talked about high capacity clips. 30. You know, I've heard, okay, six bullets in a clip. I can see that. Second of all, you talk about automatic weapons. What about semi-automatic? Now, I understand, you can help me here, that an automatic, you just hold the trigger and just keeps firing. Semi-automatic, I can pull it, but I can pull it fast.
Right.
And that's why a bump stock makes a semi-automatic automatic, because it's the bumping. So my question is, okay, clip size, firing capability. In other words, in my opinion, if a person wants to have a rifle, it has to be one shot at a time. Now, I don't know about bolt action or any of that stuff. So could you clarify when you say what your personal opinion is?
That's the difference between semi-automatic. You got it. A semi-automatic is one where you can pull the trigger once, and the chamber reloads itself due to the expansion of the gas. It basically cocks itself. A revolver is a semi-automatic. A pistol, the kind you see in westerns, those are effectively semi-automatic. So it's not likely that we're going to be able to get semi-automatics if you understand the definition of what that is. But a fully automatic, there's no legitimate use for that. The real outrage here is that you can legally buy a semi-automatic, and you can legally buy a kit or an adapter like a bump stock that turns it into a fully automatic. And you can do both of those things legally, when the only possible reason for buying the bump stock is to turn it into an illegal weapon of war. That's crazy. That's crazy. And when you look at the lengths the other side is now going to make it even more outrageous, we just learned that one of the NRA's priorities this year is to allow people to purchase silencers without any kind of background check. Now, my dad's a lifetime NRA member, and I grew up hunting, and we're dealing with an organization now that doesn't even represent its own members. The vast majority of Americans, one, reasonable background checks. They don't want bump stocks. A majority of NRA members want some reason. But we're dealing with an organization that is beholden, not even to its own members anymore, but to the gun lobby. You follow the money and you're getting your answer on this one. My dad is a lifetime NRA member, is shaking his head at these pushes to get silencers on shelves without any type of background check required to buy them. And for what it's worth, because I saw a lot of people shaking their heads, the rationale is when I go to the range, I don't want my ears to hurt. Buy some earplugs. I'm sorry, if that's the price to keep silencers off the shelves, buy some earplugs. I'll buy them for you myself. They're really cheap.
Just a quick follow-up.
Yeah, Bob.
So then, in other words, as I understand what you're saying, is you're saying small clips, no major clips, like 30 rounds or more.
That's crazy.
Second of all, since we're looking at, okay, no automatic weapons, but as I'm getting the twine, semi-automatic, you can't really stop that because, like you said, you just keep pulling a trigger and self-load. So that's where the small clip comes into play with the semi-automatic.
That's right.
And the same thing with a pistol. You can't, I've seen pistols where you can put a 30 clip in there, and so same thing.
The shooter at Sandy Hook left the small clips at home, and he brought the high-capacity magazines.
And then full background checks, and including gun shows, internet, whatever you want to say, either ban or loophole.
Yeah, there's this
loopholes.
crazy loophole of a young kid walking around to, he stops by a liquor store on his first stop. If you haven't seen this viral video, you should. And he tries to buy a 6-pack of beer, and the clerk says, "Sweetie, you're too young for that." Tries to buy a pack of cigarettes at the next one. Get out of here. Tries to buy a scratch-off lotto ticket and is laughed out of the store, but legally swings by the gun show and with cash is able to, in a person-to-person transaction without any check. And it doesn't make sense. In the case of Parkland, we've, as a society, decided that a 19-year-old kid is not responsible enough to go buy a 6-pack of beer, but can pick up an AR.